how to maintain massive cash reserves without missing out on opportunities. Hard cash is an essential asset. It might not grow at the rate of your equity or bonds, and a large amount of cash sitting in the bank does come with its opportunity costs, yes. But despite all of that, it is an essential, accessible financial lifeline that you never know when you will require. It is also one of the best ways to pass on your net worth or family estate to the next generation. I've shared this before, case linked right here. With every passing generation, we're finding that freedom and flexibility are going higher up on the values ladder. Fixed assets like property and brick and mortar businesses do not necessarily provide the next generation with that freedom and flexibility. But you're here for a case, a story, and I'm going to give you one. This is a continuation of a client who has been discussing large value life insurance with us for a while. Today, their situation has changed, and the need to get cover in place isn't a nice to have anymore, it's essential. In case file number 20, I shared the story of Ehsan, a second generation family business owner. Ehsan's family is worth about $650 million US. A few years ago, Ehsan was approved for $60 million of life cover. At the time, he chose to purchase $6 million of cover, stating that he felt as though he was already leaving his family behind with more than enough. Their family fortune came from Ehsan's father, the patriarch of the family, starting and investing in some highly lucrative business ventures in the UAE back in 1982. They have always served as stakeholders and advisors to the businesses they invested in, rather than being involved operationally in running the business. And so, the second generation of the family has been trained to manage money rather than businesses. But in the last year or so, the family chose to take a different direction with their investments. Instead of operating in businesses where they advised, grew the business, and reaped the returns from profitable exits, they chose to invest in a much more hands-on opportunity. They decided to go all in on an airport development project in a rapidly growing European tourist destination. They took on the opportunity with a business partner and are now in the infrastructure development phase of the project. Now, Ehsan and family are well diversified. They've invested in many new and even unfamiliar lines of business before. But what is very different this time is the heavy capital investment required for this project. They will need to pump a lot of cash into this project, and it will be 3 or 4 years before they see any returns. For their cash reserves to replenish, they must wait for the airport to be fully built and ready for commercial activity. This brings us right back to the solution that Ehsan and his father have been discussing with us for a while: the need to secure liquidity for their family estate. But today, the need for this decision isn't for a what-if safety net. Today, this is a case of ensuring that Ehsan and his siblings put more back into the pot than they take out of it. Should anything happen to Ehsan or any other key family members who are driving the business and finances front for the family, they will now need the liquidity from a life insurance policy. A single premium life insurance policy can offset these challenges completely. Let's say Ehsan and his siblings decide to get in place a total of $150 million of life insurance cover. This policy would cost them in the range of $21 million or so. Simply put, Ehsan and his siblings are buying the family $150 million inheritance with $21 million paid up front. Not only does this safeguard the family should the worst happen and a key family member passes away, but it also frees up $150 million minus $21 million, a whopping $129 million for them to invest in other ventures without drawing from the family's estate. For Ehsan's family, this new line of investment into more operational businesses might be the multiplier that takes the family's net worth to soaring levels. But it is then even more prudent for them to ensure that the right structures are in place to allow them to soar at the lowest possible levels of risk.